Closer.
Hi.
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 How are you? Good. Welcome, everybody. This is a very serious occasion, but it's also joyful and fun, and there will be a little bit of interactive time here. So please feel free to relax, breathe, and just be present here for the next little while, okay? We're gathering on this gorgeous day, and I thought about that word, gorgeous, but it is truly, this is a gorgeous day, all right, to celebrate the beauty of Mary and JD's love for each other, and that's what brings us here today. We're gathering as family and friends and possibly the occasional stranger who could wander in, that happens sometimes, to add our love and support to the words which are about to unite these two people in marriage. We rejoice in the fact that JD's paternal grandparents, John and Pat Luck, are with us today, right here. Just put your hand up, they're right there.
No, I was going to ask her for a hug. It's fine.
And Mary and JD also would like us to keep in our hearts, as they are in their hearts, grandparents who are no longer with us. Mary's maternal grandparents, Ye Yang. I'm sorry if I'll try to get this right. And Ta. Close? Okay. And her paternal grandparents, Ye Hen and Ta. Close? Okay? Close? All right. As well as Mimi and Papa Herb, JD's maternal grandparents. And before we continue, I need to say this part. If anybody has any reason why these two should not be getting married right now, it's time for you to speak up right now or forever just so on and so forth, yada, 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 pie hole. Just don't say anything if you don't have anything to say, all right? Now, I have known, I'm saying this with a straight face, I might smile, JD,
Try.
But it's hard not to smile when you're in these guys' presence. I've known and loved JD since he was born, even during the bikini-wearing era, which was a long time ago. That was a long, long time ago.
I used to wear bikinis.
Yeah. That was like maybe possibly 2+ decades ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And we spent a lot of time together. And for those of you who don't know, JD's mom, who's Angie, and my wife, Betsy, are sisters. And they moved to Wisconsin where we lived, and so we've had a Wisconsin thing going. So ever since all of our children were very young, some not even born yet, we've had this like close proximity, which has led us to be able, Mary, I didn't know if you were paying attention, to like have these families grow up together. right? Okay? And so we've been able to spend some time together. And JD is honestly in this elite group of one of the funniest people I know. I'm not kidding. People say he's smart, and I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm just going to say that in conversations that I've had with him, JD's intelligence is above average. Absolutely.
Pretty
Above
good.
average.
Thank you.
He's a guy, but listen, he steps up to the plate. He makes things happen. And Mary, I'm going to say this right now. You done good with that guy. You done good with this guy. And I know your mom agrees. I know that. So if I didn't mention it yet, I love JD. He teaches cats how to use a toilet.
3.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, okay, he does. And in perhaps the best decision that he's ever made, he asked you to spend the rest of your life with him. That was number one.
Thank you.
Forget the cats for a second. We'll come back to them maybe. And Mary, I just want to say to you that ever since I joined the Bajer family 34 plus years ago now, I have felt so much a part of the family that it gives me, I feel that it gives me the right to say that we are thrilled to have you joining this family. I am not kidding at all on that. Like, we are so happy. We love you. And we love how you go through life with this, like, a sense of wonder and curiosity and adventure and genuine love for the people and the world around you. And so whenever I get to spend time with you, which is not that often, but when it is, I so appreciate it. I'm struck by these traits that people are born with, and many people kind of grow out of that sense of wonder and awe and curiosity, and you haven't, and I hope you never do. So we appreciate the fact that you are so easy to be with, you're comfortable in your own skin, you're smart and funny and engaging and welcoming, you laugh at yourself, and JD, whatever deals were made with yesterday's negotiations, you, my friend, won the grand prize.
Handcuffs.
So I asked these guys, I asked Mary and JD to share with me a little bit about their story and some of what they love about each other. And they're going to read their vows in a few minutes. But I want to share just a bit about what they told me. And if any of you here gathered have the urge to react to any of this because you either know it's true or you know they were making it up, you just feel free. Go ahead. So from JD. Apparently, these two met in 2014 when Mary came over to visit my roommate, Sina.
2015.
You said 14.
She just said 15.
Was it 15?
It was around the time of the new year. So it could have been on either side.
You know what? I know we're all in a hurry to get this done, but I think we should spend 15 to 20 minutes working out whether it was 14 or 15.
Was it 15?
Okay? So Mary, apparently, according to JD, was obnoxiously goose calling, immediately making me a fan of her. I said to him, JD, what's goose calling? Tell me what goose calling is.
Sina, demonstrate.
This is... That's what it is. So goose calling apparently is when Sina and Mary honk like geese randomly out of the blue. It's like making a barking sound like a dog, but instead they make goose calls. So JD says he started to like Mary when they went to the National Zoo, and she goose called into every animal exhibit and claimed that she could communicate with them, which I don't question that at all. I'm sure you could. JD proposed to her last summer in downtown Baltimore. It was a complete surprise to her, despite all the hints I was dropping leading up to it. Really? Complete surprise. JD says our biggest fight came when I tried to... I debated about, do I leave this in here? I thought it's worth it. People need to know it. Our biggest fight came when I tried to wear jorts, which are jean shorts, to the bar. I wasn't allowed to enter due to my attire. She claims she knew I wouldn't get in, but there's no way she knew there was a dress code there. she still maintains that, quote, nothing good ever comes out of jorts. JD says, we're both animal lovers. We have 3 cats. We'd love a shout out to Mary's deceased rabbit, Lactasia Bay-Kin. Did I say that right? Is that right?
Lactasia.
Lactasia Bay-Kin, who passed away just over a year ago. Mary tries to talk me into a new pet just about every day. She even tried to get a petting zoo at our cocktail hour. Here's what Mary said, okay? Everything happened overnight. We were and still are crazy about each other. Let's not lose track of that theme, okay? Our families are mirror images when it comes to personality, and we both have very strong women in our family. JD and I love our cats. We want to grow our family. Currently, the parents of 3 cats, Carlos Carlosi Luck, Cairo Simba Sushi Luck, and Paco Luck, with more coming soon. Perhaps tonight, we don't know. We love our families. We love spending time with them. Mary would say that she's the louder and more obnoxious, your words, and outspoken one, whereas JD is more soft-spoken, gentle, and sweet.
Yeah.
All right? And finally, almost finally, we are each other's enablers. I love this. In a good way and a bad way. For example, we tell each other we shouldn't go out so that we can be productive the following morning, but then we give each other the, quote, but I'm waiting for you to convince me otherwise look. Mary says, JD's a perfectionist, I'm not. JD helps to buffer my laid-backness, and I help to buffer his seriousness. If it weren't for JD, she says, I would have thought Wisconsin was a weird, boring, tumbleweed. Wait a second. Hold on. I'm sorry, I've never done this before, but this whole thing, we're done. I gotta go. A tumbleweed kind of state. If it weren't for me, JD would have thought Baltimore was the only city in Maryland because, you added, he didn't travel much because he was always so studious and focused on school. Good for you. She said we still have huge crushes on each other and we always try our best to put our best foot and face forward. We love our city, Baltimore, and can't imagine living anywhere else at the moment. All right, here we go. You guys ready? This is about to get real. You ready? All right. One quick little, I got to give some advice here, all right? I know you guys are very close. You love being together. In fact, according to Mary, you're crazy about each other, and I know JD feels that way too. And that is something to celebrate. Do you feel like a but is coming? If you feel like a but is coming, all I'm going to say is this. I want you to remember that there's all these good times, and when the hard times come along, and it's like feeling hurt, feeling irritated, feeling angry, of course you tell the other person about it and you use your I statements. But even more importantly, remember, inside the person that you're feeling a difficult emotion with right now is that same person that you feel crazy about. Inside the person that you are just like, oh, you're driving me nuts right now, is that person that you are madly in love with and you feel crazy about. These other feelings come and go, but the anchor for you guys, the home, is your deep love for each other. So I'll share this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Some of the best relationship advice I've ever heard came from an 85-year-old man who was being interviewed about how he and his wife had managed to stay happily married for 65 years. He said, there are 5 things you need to remember to say to your wife, or in this case, say it to your husband. Each other. Not right now. This isn't part of the vows or anything. But keep this in mind. You say these things to each other. And he said it really works. And he said, I've been saying these things all through our marriage. And those 5 things are, number 1, I love you. Number 2, how can I help? Number 3, I was wrong. Number 4, you look great. And number 5, I'm sorry. Keep those things in mind. So now we come to the expression of intent. All right? This is when you guys are going to say, I do, if you're still,
Interested?
yeah. All right? When you both have finished this part, that's when you are legally married. So this is kind of like the underscore big deal part of the day. JD, in the presence of not only Mary, but all this family and friends as witnesses, do you take Mary to be your lawfully wedded spouse, promise you will support her, be with her, love her when she is sick, when she is maybe someday grating on your nerves, when she is healthy and happy, in times of joy and in times of sorrow? Do you promise to love her completely, to console and comfort her during hard times, to laugh with her, grieve with her, to be honest with her, to cherish your bride for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Mary? Mm-hmm. Here with JD and all these people gathered as witnesses, do you take this man to be your lawfully wedded spouse? Promise you will support him, be with him, love him when he is sick, when he is sarcastic, when he is stressed out, when he's irritating, when he's healthy, when he's happy, in times of joy and in times of sorrow? Do you promise to love him completely, to console him and comfort him during hard times, to laugh with him and grieve with him and be honest with him, to cherish this man, your groom, for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Mary and JD, will you please turn for a moment, to take your gaze off each other, just turn for a moment and face that way. Face the people. Marriage happens in a context of community, and everyone here is part of the community of people who will support you through any ups and downs in your marriage. So you people out here, you're not merely an audience, you said yes to being witnesses to this love and commitment. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'd like you to respond with, we will. Let's practice. When I ask you the question, will you respond with, we will?
We will. We will.
One more time. When I ask you this question, I'm going to ask in a minute, will you respond with, we will? We will. That's it. All right. Here's the question. Will you now make a vow to support Mary and JD in their marriage? We will. Good answer. May I have the rings? Mary and JD have written and will now state their vows, which I happen to have right here. I'm going to just hand you those for, oh, actually, I'm going to hold on to those. This is yours. Right? Is that yours? Oh, okay, sorry. We didn't practice this part. There was no rehearsal.
That one's mine. I'm gonna have to freestyle for a little bit.
You're gonna hold this ring while you do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So Mary, I was looking at example vows online, and and I noticed how full of superlatives they were. They all sounded nice, but I wanted to keep it real with you now that we're together alone. Ever since day one, you've been the most generous, outgoing, fun, and caring person I've ever met.
Hold on.
There's going to be more superlatives. I'll never be able to match that, but I promise to love you with all my heart, always be your other half, and never stop having fun with you. Like all couples, we'll have tough times, trials, tribulations, and as Peter put it, yada yada. But what makes it special is our never-ending desire to make the other person feel loved and cared for. There's never been a moment that I've wanted more from our relationship. I'll continue to be your rock as you've been mine for the rest of our lives, Romeo and Juliet style. Yeah, ride or die. Ride. I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you at my side, loving, supporting, and learning from you, to the day we're racing in wheelchairs down the old folks' home. I love you so much, and I'm thrilled that this is just the beginning. Now, so that's all that fit on this, and I have big letters. So this could be a train wreck, because I'm going to try to go off the cuff just to match what you've got there. But so I spend more time with Mary than anybody else does. And so not everybody knows this, but recently we bought a house. And when we bought the house, we were planning to renovate it. And Mary at that time was asking me, like, how do you make a wall? What's a stud? Did you say you were? Yeah, I said I was, yeah. I'll refrain from other jokes. And she now, every single day, she goes to work, she comes home, she helps me with the house, because I'm unemployed and she's employed. And she spends about until midnight every single night. She's got a drill. She now knows the name of every single tool in our toolbox and tool shed. And she can do any project you ask her around the house. Now, come midnight, she decides it's time to plan for the wedding, and she lets me go to sleep. And I've wanted to help, and I've tried, but as some of you know, I don't have like the most creative or detailed, well, maybe not detailed, but I don't have the most creative, decorative. I don't have an eye for things, I guess is what I'm saying, other than you. Thank you. And so Mary kind of just lets me go to sleep and takes care of things. So I think it's important today for everybody to realize that every single thing you see, Mary has touched, Mary has come up with, Mary has figured out how to put together, in addition to working on our house, in addition to supporting us completely. And I couldn't ask for anything more. And so as Peter told me, is one of I'm sorry. that was one of them. Okay. Thanks. Now, you read your vows down.
Okay, my turn. To my dearest JD. So I wrote these vows when I was up in the middle of the night. So I'm going to speak it as if I had written it at that time. It's 5:56 a.m. You are snoring really loudly. I'm awake now. I've got a lot of emotions. One of the cats took over my pillow. I am now pillowless, awake, and crying for no reason. Perfect time to write my vows. JD, being with you has seriously felt like living in a fairy tale. I mean, I'm marrying my old Prince Harry, y'all.
Thanks.
How on earth did I get such a sweet, gentle, super fun and hilarious, loving and caring, romantic guy like you? How did I get so lucky? I found someone who treats me so well and who I know I'll have eternal admiration for. Not only do I get butterflies every time I see you, but I look up to you so much. You are so hardworking, ambitious, and are always striving to be the best you can be in every part of your life. Even when you were at your busiest in school, sleeping 3 hours a night and just studying your little tush off, you always made sure to prioritize our quality time together. What I love about you is that you value people in your relationships. You are very intentional with who you allow into your heart, and with people you do allow in, you have unwavering loyalty and love towards. You are not an easy book to open, so I don't know how we ended up meeting and falling in love so quickly. It was just 2 weeks in to our hanging out and spending time together. We fell in love so quickly and were vulnerable. I instantly felt close to you. Not close as in to like expel flatulence around each other, because we don't do that ever. We still don't, but close as in I felt your warmth. I felt that I could trust that you would accept all parts of me and love me no matter what. And so ever since then, we've been on an amazing ride together. I can't even list all the memories we've made and all the learning experiences we've had and how much growth. Thanks. There has been for us. You've taught me so many things, like how to always stay calm and collected, how to value and cherish my family members, how to persevere and not give up even when I feel like it, how to put up drywall, how to screw into a stud, how to not disturb you when you're doing number 2 in the bathroom for an hour and a half. Even Carlos knows how to take a poopy and be quick with it.
Gotta find some time to read the news.
Anyways, the one thing you did teach me that I've become so much more cognizant of is to make the most of everything and to appreciate every moment and to never get caught up in the little things. My biggest issue is that I am a micromanager and control freak. You know that quite well, and I appreciate you so much for always calming my nerves down and making me the happiest Patsy of them all. I feel so lucky to be married to my bestest friend ever. I will always be in love and obsessed with you. So will my mom.
Okay.
My family loves you, as you already know, and I'm so happy the Bezier Lux Lighties cherish me like their own. I'm so happy, and I'm sure you are too, that your mom and I are twins. There will never be a boring day ever again now that our two families have joined. I love you so much, and I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you, Carlos, Cairo, Paco, and our future little ginger children. And now for my vows.
We've got the room all night.
Yeah, good. JD, I promise to always be loyal to you. I promise that I'll work on improving myself to be the best version of myself for you. I promise to always perk you up when you're down or stressed. I promise to remember, thank you, that even when we get into an argument, that we are on the same team fighting the issue and not each other. I promise to always be myself around you, to joke about the silliest things and make weird sounds and faces that you are strangely obsessed with, and always, hold on, sorry. Anyways, I promise to always remember your Chipotle order, which is an order of 3 tacos, flour tortilla, white rice, pinto beans, sometimes fajitas, chicken, with a wink to the Chipotle employees, you can get double. Mild salsa, corn, sour cream, lettuce, and no cheese.
Right on.
I promise to always go on adventures with you, to seize the moment with you, and to be your partner in crime. And lastly, no matter what life brings us, no matter what obstacles get in our way, no matter if they are small or as big as Carlos, you've got me forever. I'll be by your side until the day we die.
Romeo and Juliet style.
I love you.
Love you too.
So, by the power vested in me, I now get to pronounce you husband and wife. You're the husband, you're the wife. And before you guys kiss, hold on, don't kiss. I just want to share a short poem from E.E. Cummings that says, "Love is a place, and through this place of love, move with brightness of peace all places. Yes is a world, and in this world of yes, live, skillfully curled, all worlds." Mary and J.D., today in this place, you are saying yes to each other, and we are all saying yes to you. You two may now kiss to thunderous applause.
And they're
Oh, the ring. Wait, can you guys do the ring? Oh, wait, whoa. Okay, this is why I don't charge for this stuff. So at the end of your vows, technically the way this would work out is you would each place the ring on the finger of the other person after you finish your vows. But let's do it together right now. Let's just go ahead. You go first, whoever. Whoever wants to go first.
other side?
So a poem by E.E. Cummings.
One more.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Let's put this on. You guys, actually a few minutes ago, technically, legally were married, but now the ring's official kiss. Applause.
Love you. No tongue.
Everyone, please join me.
One more.
The lucky
You're supposed to wave. Do I have makeup? Do I have this? Oh, I have bubbles.
We'll pause.
Oh.
First one Good job, Jamie.
Kiss. Oh, both hands up?
I said deuces.